Welcome to the Uncle Hack Podcast, where dudes pretty much just talk dude shit.
Welcome to another episode of the Uncle Hack Podcast. Oh boy. How are you? You living? Are you happy? Are you done yelling with your mom about vaccine passports? We're not talking about vaccine passports today. We're going to talk about the pulse of people, okay? I'm going to break down racism today. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to break down racism. I'm gonna make sure we get it all out there, because it doesn't seem to be the issue anymore. We're too busy yelling at one another, you know? We're out here screaming, yelling about shit we don't understand. We're all too dumb. That's the issue. It's like there's way too many dumb people, and that goes for both sides. He's gonna toe the line and be a pussy about it. I'm just, I'm a stupid human being, and I hate when people seem to think that they're smarter than we're too dumb. We're way too dumb and way too opinionated now. That's what I'm noticing. Everybody's got an idea what's going on. There's a global conspiracy. There's not a global conspiracy. The government wants to kill me. The government is your friend. We don't know what to believe anymore, but one thing we can believe, that women are dumb. That's an opener. How's that for an opener? Did I get your attention? Are you here? Are you here with me now? Awesome. Yeah, nothing like misogyny to start off the episode, right, gentlemen? Because listen, fellas, we're having a rough go at it, right? We're having a little bit of a go at it. What are you going to turn on? SNL and pretend to laugh at shit? Is that what you're going to do? Is that you going to watch The fucking Voice? You sit there. Here's my theory on why this whole housewife shit is entertaining for women. I don't know if I've covered it on here, right? Maybe I have, maybe I haven't. I got to start writing this shit down. But either or, whether I'm talking about an old topic or not, who gives a shit? You're here with me now, right? Uncle's gotcha. Hop in my arms, young Padawan. Let me ride you into the sunset of the end of the day, the start of the day. Maybe I'm going to fucking be the last thing you listen to while you're looking at the light post and driving your car into it, because you really don't want to go to work today. And I respect people that will go to that length, you know? We talk about it all the time. We bring it up. A lot of people are big talkers. Not much of a walk, though, right? I'll tell you what. I'm going to stand up to the government. And then those same guys are screaming in the face of a 17-year-old hostess at a Boston Pizza, "Bear, you can't fucking this my right." And this dumb bitch doesn't. She's like, "I'm just trying to make some tips so I can afford tickets to Shambhala, where I can pop Molly and let my boyfriend do anal on me in a tent in the middle of nowhere. I don't care. Fuck it. I don't give a shit. I'm not even, That's how dumb Alberta is right now. This is kind of funny. Like, you don't have to be vaccinated to work in the fucking, what's the industry called? I don't know. In the restaurant industry, hospitality industry, whatever the fuck you want to call it. You don't need to be, but if you want to sit there and be a patron after, you need to show a negative test or your vaccine confirmation ticket. I don't even know what they have some fancy name with instead of the vaccine passport. They fluffed it up a bit. It's fucking ridiculous. It's so stupid. But everybody's a pussy now. That's the issue. Everybody is a pussy now. It's hilarious. Pick and choose your battles. Screaming at the 17-year-old girl hostess at an Earl's or a Boston Pizza that's just going to sit you down and be like, "Hey, you think that fucking girl cares whether you're vaccinated or not?" No, she don't give a shit. She doesn't even know what the fuck you're showing her. You could show her a Pokemon card with a needle on it, and she'd be like, "That's cool. I respect that." And you could sit down, but instead, we go to pick a battle with her like she made the decision to put this fucking shit in place. God, come on. That's the thing. Like, we're just too dumb. We're way too dumb. This is the battles that we pick now. It drives me insane. Because don't get me wrong, I've lost about half my audience on this one right now. I get it. I know about half of you are about to turn this off. You're like, fuck him, he's part of the problem now. I'm not going to yell at a fucking teenager, right? She didn't make the decision. You think she was down at some government office being like, listen, I got an idea. You know what we should do? We should make everybody show that they're vaccinated so they can go and eat deep fried chicken wings. Huh? And consume draft beer. We should do that. The 17-year-old was doing that, but try explain that to your father. Fuck that bitch. She's part of the problem. She doesn't give a shit. She's making $14 an hour. And to some of you, that's like, holy shit, that's a lot. The American listeners are $14 an hour. That's Canadian. Oh, okay. $14 Canadian? What is that, like $3 American? I make more working at Wendy's. Jesus. Way too many people. Great fan question today. I'm excited about the fan question today. I will add. I am excited about this one. Guy has a real fucking doozy of a problem on him. And I feel like I'm redneck Dr. Phil at this point, you know? I got the boys asking me some issues. Some girls have even asked some issues. You know, what do I do in this situation? And we go through it. We sift through these fucking problems that you have. And I give my take. Should you take this advice? No. God, no. You'd be out of your mind to take my advice. But that's why you come here. Because you know what? Therapy's way too expensive, right? And right now you don't got the money for a lap dance to go down and let the stripper hear about your problems while she shows you your fucking piss hole, you know? So you're forced to DM me. I read your issue. And then we air it on a fucking podcast. A podcast that keeps cracking the top 200 in Canadian comedy podcasts, by the way, I may add. Self-produced. Everything done in this shit is done by your boy, baby. That's why the audio sucks. All right? We're getting there. We're making a little bit of dough off the Patreon, so shout out to those guys. Maybe I'll get to the position where I can hire somebody. I'm just covering my bills, so maybe we can step it up a bit. But my God, back to the insanity of the planet. I love it. Don't get me wrong. I love me some chaos, but oh man, it's just I don't get it. We're arguing with what about me? That's where we're at. We're dealing with a bunch of people that what about me? What about me? Nobody knows what the greater good is either. I love when people are like, well, I hope I'm doing this for the greater good. What the fuck is the greater good? We talk about the greater good all the time, but, you know, the greater good, some places and some parts of the world, you know, so maybe a place, I don't know, you might have heard of it. It hosts an event called Oktoberfest every year. There was a person that did something, you know, a little outrageous, and that was somehow deemed the greater good in that particular time at that particular place, right? They seemed to think that they had a handle on the greater good, what the greater good looked like. And maybe they were right, maybe they were wrong. Maybe the media would be a little different today. I'm just, this show just got canceled. This just, oh, that's it. He's done. Cut the mic. It's over. Pack it in. You're making Holocaust jokes? What? No. I'm just saying. Nobody knows what the greater good is. We like to think we know. Listen, we're a bunch of fucking ants walking around on a giant rock. And all we love to do, right, gentlemen? You're with me. I'm going to bring you back in here. And what do we like doing? Particularly fans of this show, I may say. What do we love doing? Having a few too many drinks and shoving our dick in a stranger or somebody that you might have known for a little while longer, you know? That's what we like. We like nudity. We like controlled chaos, jumping cars, blowing shit up, having a few too many whiskeys on a weekday. That's living on the edge. Sometimes we'll roll the dice and get a bag of cocaine. Scramble around downtown. See if you can't find some young woman about your age, maybe younger, maybe hopefully not too young, maybe even older. We don't know. Whatever comes your way, you come in theirs. You know what I mean? And we like the finer things in life. And right now, there's some complications of making those things happen, so it pisses us off. That's what I'm finding. I hate the inconvenience. The bars are empty. Weird, right? Weird. We've been sitting at home for 2 years. Every day there's a new, like there was a syphilis outbreak somehow. What? Come on. Every day there's something fucking new. But we like the finer things around here. We wake up in the morning, fellas. Ladies, there's a few ladies that listen to this, which blows my mind. The guy that hops on here and refers to women as whole, okay? Just some hole. Look at that hole over there. Great. Has fans. That are of the female gender. Wrap your head around that. There's some good ladies left. The good ladies left. They understand a joke. And they realize that you need more than spit for anal. That's the ladies that listen to this shit, you know? Spit works, but I wouldn't mind an extra glide, you know? Something with a little more shimmer, if you will. These ladies are to be protected, right? You find a girl that listens to this podcast, buddy. Congratulations. Congratulations. You found a real one. She gets it. Whether she's listen, this is the best to me is, hey, TikTok, right? TikTok. Am I right? I love when people try to be so fucking serious on that thing. It's so cringy and stupid. Like we're watching grown women, women my age, 30 years old, doing twerk videos talking about how you should be getting the vaccine. This is where we're at. Like, this is the level of stupidity. That's the complete opposite of your father yelling at the 17-year-old hostess. Same ballpark, just different sides of the spectrum, right? Same ballpark, same game, same shit. These are the level. This is the level of stupidity that we're running with right now on the planet. So dumb. It's exposed. Like, TikTok has been great to just show me how fucking dumb we are. It's great. I love every second. I could sit on that app for hours, and it's not a good thing because it's just mind-melting. The complete dunces of society think that they're making a moral stance on issues, and these people should be fucking drug out to a pastor and euthanized, in my mind, you know? These are the people that, these are the people that are yelling about the government's trying to kill us, right? Like, these are the guys that are, the government's trying to kill us all. Listen, you're of zero importance, all right? Yeah, they probably are trying to wipe people out like you because you're virtually useless, okay? In 5 years' time, a robot's going to be doing your job, right? A robot will be stocking the shelves at Walmart, and by getting rid of you is the perfect scenario, okay? That's less mouths to feed. This is my theory on it. And I could be completely wrong, completely right, but I just don't understand why these lunatics that have done zero in their life are the ones, like, they're just too loud, you know? We don't listen to smart people because smart people have enough wherewithal not to scream on fucking into microphones like this, okay? Smart people don't do this, and they do it in a much more, I don't know, a much more fancier way, I guess. They do it in a more captivating way, but they use words and vocabulary that me and you don't understand, so we don't listen to that shit because we're too fucking dumb to wrap our head around like 9-letter words, okay? They'll be, did you know the suppository of the flux capacitor could possibly be the reason why COVID-19 is it's rendering itself into a new... You're listening to that and you're just staring and nodding, you know what I mean? It's like being on a first date and she decides to like let the cleavage out. When that woman's talking to you, you're fucking not paying attention. You don't know what's going on. You're looking in the eyes, but your peripherals are focused on the cleavage, the tits. You don't know what she's talking about. Not a clue. You just nod every now and then. That's us trying to listen to like a Lex Friedman type podcast. We're too dumb. We can't wrap our heads around it. And then these idiots, these dumb people, these morons, right, listen to this shit and they get terrified of the thought of artificial intelligence, because that means the robots are going to kill me. Yeah, they are going to kill you, okay? They are. We need to get rid of fucking useless pricks like you, right? We still need good laborers. Time for a little ad read. DangerCatShop.com. Use the code podcast69. Get 15% off your order today, brother. 15% off. Big Trudies. We got new Big Trudies. We got the iconic Trudy now in store. That photo that just got released of that dumbass, now live on the stove. Patreon.com/DangerCat69. You can get this episode that you're listening to 48 hours earlier than everybody else, plus an extra episode. While this one's playing, it just got released, so you have an extra episode waiting for you on the Patreon right now. Patreon.com/DangerCats69. The link is down below in the description. Anyways, back to the episode. Trades are going nowhere. They're going nowhere, right? Absolutely nowhere. We don't got to worry about this one fucking bit. It's the assholes, you know. We all went to school with the kid that just like didn't shower. He got himself a job, at the loading bay at the local logistics place, or he's, between jobs, usually like a 7-Eleven clerk, or they're like some sort of cashier at the dollar store. Never really amounted to shit, but this guy's always a conspiracy theorist, and a dark and deep one. Like everything's trying to kill him. They got lip rings, poorly dyed hair. They always look like they're really hanging on to the emo phase of high school, right? They're always, there's this fascination with Marvel characters, or some sort of superhero. All of them got a favorite superhero, or it's usually this deep obsession with the Joker, right? I've described this guy quite well. And we all have them in our hometown cities or graduating class. I'm 30 years old. Maybe there's some. I haven't seen anybody from my class in a long time. But when I go back to my hometown, I see some of the same characters still floating around the town. And they're usually like in some sort of Joker style shirt, or like, what's the one Ryan Reynolds did? Deadpool. Deadpool's a big one in that community. And these guys are always the ones barking about artificial intelligence and the vaccine's gonna kill me, blah, 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 blah. Listen, yeah, it should. Right? It should. Quite honestly, right? What do you think? Are we looking at... Let's be real. I'm going to talk real with you. Are we looking at these people like they're useful? No, of course not. I'm replaceable. What, you don't think there's other people doing what I'm doing right now? Yelling into a mic, trying to entertain at least a few hundred people? This is growing over the period of time. Like, I struggle talking. And this show is somewhat successful. It's deemed successful to other comedians and people that I know. But to me, comparing it to somebody who's actually doing this in a bigger fashion, what? Of course, I'm the one they should, knock off, give him the booster shot. Give him the booster. He needs it. Get rid of him. Bye-bye. Gone. Sayonara. See you never. I know, for those just listening, I didn't do a rail of Coke. I don't know. I've been stuffed up all week. I just got COVID. Nah, it's just I get sick as soon as the season changes every year. It's just how it works. Every year around this time, I get a head cold, and then in the springtime, I get a head cold. So I'm thinking that it's coming on. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I'm immune to everything now. I got bit in the ass by some sort of bionic creature. Maybe a 8-legged creature. I'm going to shoot webs out and really shock the world. I don't fucking know. But yeah, I don't get it. It's the dumbest fucking people. Like the other day, the old lady comes home and she's telling me about one of her friends is really, she thinks that this is the end for us. It's going to be over here soon. Like somebody's going to, like the government's going to kick down her door, and next thing you know, they're watching her and all this shit. And I'm thinking to myself, well, first off, I'm not going to say her occupation or anything like this because I don't want to out anybody. But first off, her occupation doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. We could fucking probably do without it. I'm just saying, it's not contributing to much, right? It's not like there's major changes in progressing society in a forward motion in what she does to make us a better place, a more of a utopia type living situation that we're all trying to create inside of our own fucking head right now, right? What we think the future is going to look like. In her mind, she is on a watch list, right? The amount of crazy people that this shit has created, I get it. Yeah. Should we be skeptical of what the government is doing? Yes, absolutely, at all times. But to think that they are watching you and going to come and knock on your door and kick you in the cunt and beat you with a fucking baton? You should be worried because it's happening in Australia. You thought I was going the other way, didn't you? I don't know. But I think like the paranoia, by you sitting in your house and having paranoid thoughts all day, like it's going to happen. Nobody is really doing anything to stand up and say anything. That's the thing. It's because you shared a fucking meme. Because you shared a fucking meme, you think you're on a government watch list? No, there's guys out there that are making some serious headway, and by making statements and talking in a very convincing fashion and also bringing the facts to back it up. But by you sharing a fucking meme on Facebook somehow makes you a patriot these days. By you standing up and yelling at a 17-year-old hostess at a local Boston Pizza before sitting you down to drink draft beer and fucking poorly cooked chicken wings. Boston Pizza is awful, and I will forever talk shit on them. Is asinine. You were insane to think that. Right? And now if you are, I hate this, I don't like the guy because I think he's a fucking clown, an ass clown, if you will, like Chris Sky. For those that don't know who he is, especially American listeners, I highly doubt that you would know who Chris Sky is. But Chris Sky has gained notoriety here in Canada because he is rallying against, the pro-freedom movement or something like that. But I don't know. He's cultivated this following of just what seem to be people that are lost. They're looking for something to attach themselves with in a very welcoming fashion, right? And these people are very welcoming. They don't have much going on. Like I said, the guy earlier, the Joker guy, the conspiracy guy that works at the 7-Eleven, doesn't have much meaning in life, doesn't go out and accomplish any goals, doesn't go out and do any type of fitness, usually spends his time smoking cigarettes and has a fascination with Zelda on Game Boy, you know, the original Game Boy, or maybe playing it on Super Nintendo. That guy has now found a almost cult-like, I don't know, following of this man that they can attach themselves with. And it's, man, there's just so much wild shit happening right now that nobody's just seeing. And I'm looking at this and I'm thinking to myself, like, how the fuck are we here? You know? How the fuck are we here? I will say, like, let's be real. Like, let's be real here. Like, some of this fucking propaganda shit that we're all buying into, a bit strange, isn't it? Isn't it a bit strange that they need a lottery for a vaccine here in Alberta? Isn't it a bit strange that they're trying to convince you with money, $100 fucking dollars to go get a vaccination? And now they've successfully, I hate when people, they found a way. The government here, anyways, the provincial government here in Alberta has successfully found a way to turn people against one another and police themselves. All right. You give a restaurant owner the decision to open up to full capacity, but they got to implement a exemption program. What's the fucking name of it? It's something stupid. It's like the medical exemption, fascination, procrastination, functioning, whatever it is, some sort of program. Again, I'm an idiot. Don't take what I say for gospel. But I'm just saying it's forced people to police themselves now. You get in arguments because you can't go into a restaurant with the restaurant and the owner does it. You know, I will say this. I'm going to give a hats off to Cafe Amore here in Edmonton. Wonderful. It's gabagoo. It's good Italian food. I enjoy it very much so. If you are in Edmonton, fascinating food. It's great. I enjoy it there every time I go. Obviously, I've said I'm vaccinated. I've gotten both shots. Oh, fuck, why would you do that? Listen, I had the opportunity of a lifetime ahead of me to go to Austin, Texas. All right, I'm going to explain myself in a non-joking way why I did this, okay? My back was against the wall. I read a lot of things across the internet, from comments, reviews, went on Reddit and seen what people were saying, what they did say, how to make traveling easier down to the U.S. And people that did have a shot going down there were more reluctant to get, or I guess it was just an easier process coming back into Canada. It wasn't so much going into the U.S. Getting into the U.S. is very simple. It was coming back to Canada. So I read this and I thought, fuck, I don't want to fuck this opportunity up. I want to make it as easy and seamless as possible by going down to the States and being able to perform on shows that might take me 2, 3, 4, it might even take me 10 years to get on. All right. So yes, I do have it. Did I risk myself? I guess so. I don't know. Maybe. But I wasn't missing that opportunity. I didn't sign up, okay? I didn't sign up to fucking flash this piece of paper every time I want to go get some pasta rajoule. That's all I'm going to say about that, okay? But it's ridiculous. And the guy was great. The guy was great. He goes, he's like, fuck, I've been getting into arguments about people. And I said, listen, buddy, it's not you that made this rule. We're channeling our anger towards fellow citizens and now having, and for some reason we, what about me? That's it. The unity across, all of North America right now it's non-existent. We have zero problem screaming and yelling in the faces of strangers over decisions that they've made. You know, the My Body, My Choice people are now screaming in your face because you won't do what they did. And then you got people over here that don't really want to get it, and they're getting pissed off at the people that want to run a business. And then those business owners now are suffering because the government, we all should be pissed off at the government, but we're pissed off at one another because we're all arguing and fighting. All I'm going to say is how much more can you take, right? You're a pressure cooker. You're under pressure all day long. When you going to snap? Who's next to snap? You know? All day long, you're beating over the head with fucking information. That's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. I'm just saying, like a little unity. Understand like why your neighbor made the decision that they did instead of screaming, you're trying to kill my family. No one cares about your fucking family. Same reason, like the conspiracy theorist that works at 7-Eleven, you know, they're not trying to kill you. And if they were, they're picking the right group of people. Oh, shit. I'm just saying, though, like, am I wrong? Am I wrong? Do you look at that guy and you're like, he's killing it. He's killing it. Yeah, I want to listen to him. Right? You're not listening to that fucking guy. No, why the fuck you look at him? Shut the fuck up. You gonna get your medical information from the guy that has a lip ring and is gonna fucking ring up your double gulp or super gulp or whatever, your big gulp. There it is. He's gonna ring up your big gulp and tell you about MK Ultra. Yeah, they use mind control, man. I don't care. Fucking ring this up so I can get going, please. What's wrong with you? Do I look like I have time for this shit? These fucking oiled up coveralls that I'm wearing right now don't have time to listen to you and what you think about what's in the vaccine or Nancy Pelosi's a cunt. I'm in fucking Vauxhall, Alberta. I don't care. You know? And then on the other hand, on the other side, you got a bunch of white women on TikTok twerking, being like, if you don't get the vaccine, you're not progressing society. I broke up with my boyfriend of 10 years because he won't get vaccinated. You know, doing a very talentless dance. It's usually like, it's just a slight movement of, just very slight movements of the hand. Maybe like a one above the head. And we're back to, you know, home base with a juicy wiggle. And then they throw in a little twerk and be like, dating in this specific area is bad because this. Ugh. I can't. There's too much out there that I'm fucking losing it about. And you know who else is losing it? Is this poor guy right here. This guy's got questions. And we're going to fucking... yeah. All right. There we go. We got it. All right. All right. This one I'm excited for because I feel like a lot of dudes go through this type of shit with their old lady. Like this conversation gets brought up quite a bit, you know? But I'll shut the fuck up and get it. Hey, Hack, I got a fan question for you. My old lady and I got into a discussion the other week about marriage. She says she wants to get married someday, but I can't say that would be in the books for my future. I don't think I will ever leave her or that she will ever leave me, but financially, I wouldn't want to go through a divorce. Told her that, and it gets her wound up, and she says she's going to get married regardless if it's to me or not. Anyways, there's nothing wrong with her, and she's great too. Great too with her, and she's great too. And for me, but holy shit, that is one wild sentence. Anything. Let's start this from the top. Why don't we do that? Apparently, I can't read. Hey, Hack, I got a fan question for you. My old lady and I got into a discussion the other week about marriage. She said that she wants to get married and someday get married someday, but I can't say that would be in the books for my future. I don't think I will ever leave her or that she will ever leave me, but financially, I wouldn't want to go through a divorce. Exactly. Told her that, and it gets her wound up, and she will say she's going to get married regardless if it's to me or not. Anyways, there's nothing wrong with her, and she's great for me, but I think marriage is just a stupid piece of paper. Amen. My question is, what would you do in my situation, being with her for 2 years and would love to have a life with her? Love the pod. Keep it putting me and the boys watching on the rigs here on the East Coast. All right. Fucking A. Let's get into it. You know what? Here's my thoughts. Okay, I look at it statistically, especially with my family. I have like 2 family members. My grandfather and one of my aunts have been through just those 2 alone. All right? 10 divorces. 2 people, 10 divorces. Everybody in my family has been through one divorce, one giant separation, a divorce. That's left financially strapped, stressed, bummed out, depressed. I watched my mom go through one. My stepdad has also been through a divorce. There's a lot of fucking divorces out there. And the question of marriage gets brought up in my relationships. I'm at the 2-year mark too. When are we going to get married? 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 No. Again, strictly for that. I don't need... Marriage had a different merit behind it. There was a different feel for it 100 years ago, 50 years ago. Even fucking go back to 1960, for fuck's sakes. It was different then. It meant something, you know? It was a part of the church. Now, you want to know what a fucking wedding is now? It's a giant expense, okay? For one day. You drop, what, 40, 50 grand some of these weddings go for? I wouldn't do a wedding that big. Yeah, right. These bitches want a fucking ring the size of, a fucking hockey puck. And then on top of it, they want a 30,000 day catered. The dress is 10 grand. All this shit starts adding up. $50, $60, $70,000. By the end of it, you could buy a fucking vehicle outright, put a giant down payment on a house, only to feed people for 3 hours and entertain them with your magic little show for a document that legally ties you both together until you decide that I've had enough of your shit, you know? I've had enough. And then the lawyers just lick their chops. Marriage isn't so much a meaningful act of the church, the bond between love anymore. You know, you're paying your whatever the fuck to God and saying like, this is my love, my one, my only. The church used to hold that power over you. You know, God, you'll go to hell if you don't stay faithful to your significant other, right? Where now it's a giant fucking business. They hold conventions for these fucking brain dead holes to go walk around and look at dresses that they can't afford. You know, I'd imagine. You're working a blue collar job. He just said he works the rigs on the East Coast, I believe. Is that what I read at the bottom? Let me just bring this up. Wrenching on rigs. Okay, so that I imagine that you're a heavy duty mechanic wrenching on rigs out here on the East Coast. Okay. So you got a blue collar job, you know, it's a respectful job, you know, you're not in sales. So you have a set wage that you make hourly, I'm guessing, and maybe there's performance bonuses tied into it. Right. But I'm going to guess that you're not pulling in 50, 60 grand a month. Like you're some sort of entrepreneur, you know, you're not making this big money. And they watch this shit on television. My Big Fat Greek Wedding, all this shit, this love fucking story. Oh, I get my big day, my big day, my big day. It's all horse shit. It's all giant. It's a giant pile of shit is what it is. Like, marriage to me does not hold the same weight it did 60 fucking years ago. You know, when your aunt and your uncle got married, right? Back in 1966, which is funny that we're talking about this because next week my aunt and my uncle, my great aunt and uncle gave me these tapes from 1966, and my grandma's on there talking, and she says a filthy joke, and then there's some tidbits in there that are quite funny. The language that they use, and the one guy opens up the tape with just a fucking boomer. But that's not why we're here. That's not what we're talking about. This poor gentleman is going through something. That's what I mean. And for her to say, well, if I'm not going to get married to you, I'll get married to somebody. I've heard that as well. Be like, go ahead. Go fucking find somebody. Good luck. Have fun. You know? Have fun. I don't want children. I don't want marriage. I don't want any of that shit. All right? Because I've seen what happens. Okay? I've seen how evil people will turn the moment that fucking piece of paper's ripped up. You know, you go at each other's throat. You're getting tied up in the court system and paying an ungodly amount of money to fight this other person that you once loved, that you got to give half your shit to, half of your stuff. And then if you have children on top of it, you might as well just kiss it all goodbye. My buddy's going through this right now, and, lost the house. Thankfully, his family had one kicking around. It was a grandpa's old house. I don't know that's his issue. Why am I talking about his issue on here? But he's going through this shit right now and dealing with a cunt of an ex, and it's always a problem. Always a problem. There's always something there. So when you throw kids in the mix, oh my God, Jesus Christ. And to some of you, you know what? Maybe you want to get married. Maybe you want the white picket fence, and that's good. That's great. I hope you get it. But then, like, the flip side of it, the insanity of all this shit all the time, there's always an issue with it. I know people that were engaged for like 15 years, and their engagement outlasted some people's two of their marriages. 2 of their fucking marriages. They had 2 divorces in the time that these 2 were engaged. Right? Like, I don't get it. The fascination of a big fucking day. Look at me, look at me, look at me. That's why I like being a guy. You know, we're not always seeking attention. I need to get married. I need to get married. God almighty. Don't do it. That's what I say. Don't do it. Every time I hear of like another one of my buddies, I'm getting married. I have a rule of thumb too when it comes to weddings. I only go to one wedding a year. The inconvenience of them, I fucking hate them. I don't like going, wow, what do you mean you don't like a wedding? You don't like going to a toonie bar? No, I just don't. If I want to go somewhere, I want to go there, right? I don't want to go to some fucking town hall, some civic center that they put bows and ribbons on the fucking wall, right? The same shitty DJ that plays every fucking wedding in the town. They rent the same hall. The same people show up. Oh, it's a good time to get together with everybody. I haven't seen these fucks in 5 years. Why the fuck would I give a shit to see them now? You know? I don't want to fucking be here. You don't want me here. You could give a shit if I'm here or not. Well, it's good to show support for your friends. Yeah, if they do something cool. If you do something out of the ordinary, you know? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Do I sound like a dickhead right now? 120%. But fuck me. You look at some people's summers. Oh, we got to go to 8 weddings this year. That ain't happening. Not me. Go fuck yourself. No, I'm tapped out. And my rule of thumb is family trumps friends. Simple as that. I only go to one. And don't try to rope me in by being your best man or some of that shit. I'll kindly deny. No. It's a fucking, the only great thing about weddings is the stags. I will go on a stag, but that's, hey, I'm fucking getting off topic here. What are we doing? I'm thinking about stags going on with the boys, having having a piss up in a brewery. Yeah, like, I don't know. I don't like the fact that she's like, well, I'm going to get married whether it's to you or not. So you just want the act. It's not about the celebration of love. Like, it sounds like this guy, I'm not calling him a simp. He sounds like he found his wife, you know? You found your girl. He sounds happy with her. And I'm not going to sit here and call him a pussy because he's actually fucking happy. 90% of you that listen to this wish that you could say the same thing that he does right here. I don't want to get married, but I love this girl. I want to build a life with her. You wish that you had an old lady that you could do the same with, right? But she's a psychopath. She's an idiot. You don't have the balls to break up with her. But this guy, he found somebody that he wants to be with. And I know, well, why don't you just marry her? He just said he doesn't want to go through a fucking divorce, which makes total sense. Sounds like he's working hard. He's wrenching on rigs. He's out here giving her his all. And then all of a sudden, this psychopath wakes up one day. Well, I think that I want to be with this guy. And then what? He loses half his house. She takes the dog. Now you're fucking down and out. You went from having a 5-bedroom, 4-bedroom house, 3-bath, beautiful backyard. You worked your ass off to have it, only for this cunt to take it. And you're in a 1-bedroom fucking condo in the north side with all the crack addicts and fucking hookers in the same goddamn building. And you wondered, what the fuck just happened? What the fuck? How the fuck did this happen? 2 months ago, I was living the high life, and now you got to start all over at the fucking crisp age of 35 because this stupid cunt decided that, you're just not around as much as you used to be. Things changed. I don't know what's going on between us. And I've been seeing this new guy, and he treats me really good. Oh, brother. No, I get it. I know I do. Like, listen, I get the whole marriage thing. I'm fucking 120%. I got to go through this fucking at least once a week. And I tell her, it's not fucking happening. Give your head a shake. Keep dreaming. If this is what, it ain't happening, okay? Marriage is out of the deck. Children, out of the deck. If you want to find a fucking dumb fuck to marry you, go ahead. Find him. Find him. But this guy, no, brother, I'm with you. I'm with you 100% on this. And I think by you, what would you do in my situation, being with her for 2 years and would like to have? I'd sit her down and you want to know what I do? I'd say, what is it that, why do you, like I asked this question. Because I actually was in this situation. I said, what is it? What is it about a wedding? What is it that you want? Is it the attention? Do you want the ring? What is it? What is the fascination with the wedding? Why do you want the wedding? You want to be married. What is it with marriage? What is it? There's a reason why you want this. I just want a big... No. My friends are all married. I just want to be... No. Not a good enough answer. What is it? Tell me what's on your fucking brain on why you think marriage is important. What is the importance of this? Because to me and you being together is a significant step, okay, by us living together and making purchases together. Because right now, it's pretty hard to come across $1, you know? It's if you have a job, you should be very grateful that you have one, because there's a lot of people out there twiddling their thumbs figuring out how the fuck am I going to make a mortgage payment this month. And then I have you over here in my ear saying, if I don't get a wedding, then I'm going to fucking leave and I'll find somebody else. Then fuck off, then. That's great. But what is the importance of this whole marriage thing to you? Is it because your friends did it? You know, because we can't be together. We need a big fucking day and blow 40, 50, 60,000 fucking dollars so you could feel special for 4 fucking hours. That's it, tops. And then everybody forgets about it. And then you're gonna, every now and then you'll walk past the living room just to see photos of that day, and you don't even think about it. Yeah, I'm married. Go out for brunch. And you get to, it's basically you get a year of attention when it comes to the engagement. You get the bachelorette parties. You got the fucking wedding shower. You get all these stupid fucking events, right? And once that year is over and the attention's gone and it's left and you're back to living your normal stupid fucking life of being a nail tech or whatever the hell it is you do, you start to realize that you really like the attention. And then it's like, well, we should have a baby. We should have a kid. Like, marriage to me just doesn't mean the same shit. Why can't we just be together? You know, that's the thing. Nobody's just happy. Nobody's happy. If you can't find happiness, especially after 2 years, fuck that. Don't do it. I say don't do it. If you're happy and you're content, I would sit her down. Or you do this. You know what? We can be engaged for 10 years. If we make it past the 10-year mark, we'll have a wedding. Simple as that. I will get you an engagement ring. The wedding date, I wouldn't even start fucking planning it because I will not show up. 10 years from now, you start planning that wedding, okay? We'll get engaged. That's as far as that's right there. That's the compromise. Give her an engagement ring. And if it starts spiraling up, we need to plan the wedding. Blah, blah, blah. No. No. Pump the fucking brakes because I'm not setting up all this shit. You can go out, put deposits on, but if you touch the joint bank account, whatever you want to do, you go ahead. Do it with your money. You want to book a venue? Great, go ahead. I'm not going to be that day. But I think that's like compromise. I think just enough. Be like, listen, we can get engaged, but there's no planning a wedding. There's no wedding in sight. We'll see how this goes. You could have the excitement of being engaged and telling all your friends. You get the attention you want. But guess what? 10 years or set a date. 5 years from now, we'll start discussing a wedding. Until the house is paid off. Until, the cars, the trucks, all our shit's paid off. Then we'll think about a fucking wedding. How's that sound? Once we've built our life, because I'm not going 30 grand into debt just so you can act like you're a fucking Disney princess for 4 hours. God. That's the thing. Like, what is it? What is the fascination of a wedding with women? I don't get it. Dudes, we don't care. We don't give a shit. You know what? The level of what it takes for a dude to be happy isn't much. And I've noticed this more and more and more. We don't need much, you know? What do you need? What do you need to be happy? Ask yourself that. What do you need to be happy? If I said I'll give you a 1-bedroom house with a little garage in the back, it's got a fence, tiny little yard, enough where you can put a barbecue, and you go inside, you got a nice little living room, 1 bedroom, and a little kitchen. Just enough where you can have your TV, a sofa, kick your feet up, watch Sunday night football. You can smoke some meat in the backyard. Your garage is just big enough to pull the truck in, and you can work on it. Put some toys in it. You'd be like, that sounds pretty fucking kick-ass. I don't hate that one bit. You'd be happy. You would be happy, right? You'd be like, I like my little fucking digs and all that. Then there's always more. Why is there always more? Well, I need a wedding. I don't want to be with you if we aren't getting married. Shut up. Fuck off then. You think I need this headache? I don't need this fucking headache. I choose to have this fucking headache. There's a big difference. Needing and wanting this headache are two fucking different things. And you need to understand that. So if you want, listen, if you two are in love and you're having a good time and it's like, oh, fuck, I'm in love? What the fuck kind of simp shit is this? Nah, listen, he sounds like he's happy. She wants to keep, I need more. I'm not going to be with you if I don't have a fucking wedding. Shut up, hole. Perfect. Go have your wedding. Go find your little Prince Charming. Everybody seems to think that they'll be happier with something more all the time. Nobody can just appreciate what you fucking have in the moment, hey? Yeah. It's annoying because I imagine that, after a grueling day of pulling wrenches, the last thing you want to come home to is a fucking argument over putting a wedding band on, or planning a wedding and the stress of it. You hear about it and you watch these women turn into bridezillas like they're the fucking Queen of England, for Christ's sakes, because they get to do something that everybody else on the fucking planet pretty much does. Has some big stupid goddamn day dedicated to them that we're all supposed to show up and pretend we give a shit. And I'm here to tell you, none of us do. None of us wake up and are excited, especially dudes. Women get extremely jealous. You can see it in their eyes as they're watching, especially the ones that aren't married going to their friend's wedding that are getting married. You can see it in their eyes, the jealousy. They're like, why doesn't he want to marry me like this? Why isn't it me up there? Why? Why isn't it me? Why me? Why does nobody care about me? When am I going to get married? Nobody's just happy. You can't be happy for somebody. You can't be happy for yourself. And I would kindly remind her. I'd sit her down and I say, what is the fascination with getting married? What is your reasoning? Why do you want it? And if it's something stupid, well, I just want to be married. I've always dreamed of being a wife. Yeah, and I've always dreamed of having a 9-inch cock. Sometimes these things just don't happen the way we want it to. All right? Sometimes we don't get our cake, or you don't get your cake and eat it too. Whatever the stupid phrase. You can't shove your cake up your ass and smile while you do it. That's the old saying goes. It's better to have a fucking hand in the bush than 2 in the ass, or whatever you know that old saying. Like, I don't get it. Why do you wake up in the morning and you decide that I'm going to create just an ungodly amount of bullshit for no fucking reason over something that is so minuscule in our day-to-day lives that I'm going to really disturb everything that we have? It's peaceful around here right now. It's too peaceful. I should bring up the marriage talk and remind them day in, day out. Because I've been going through that too. When are we getting married? 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 It ain't fucking happening. I finally snapped and I was like, what's your fucking fascination with this? Why? Well, it's just then, her reasoning was actually like good enough. Where I was like, okay, I could see it. Like, it's like, well, then it just shows that somebody wants me. And I was like, oh, and like, you can't just put a ring on your fucking finger and walk around. Well, you have to give it to me. I'm like, holy shit. There's a laundry list of fucking bullshit here. Instead of just being happy with one another, we need to project to everybody else. That's the thing. It's just like the attention. There just needs to be attention. I imagine that 90% of the audience base on this, I use 69% of this audience base. If I said you could live out the happiest days of your life living alone on a mountain, here's a log cabin. Again, we're back to here's the log cabin. Here you go. Here's the necessities to live. You're going to be happy up here. Here's a dog. Here's some hole. And you're just going to live out your life and have fun doing it. You'd be happier than a pig in shit. I know. You're happy. But I don't know. I don't get it. I just we're beyond it. It's not the fucking 1800s anymore, We don't have shotgun weddings, for Christ's sakes. At least not where I'm from. I don't know what happens where you're from, but my God, every fucking day. Why aren't we married? Cause I don't feel like what if one day I snap, right? What if one day I snap and I'm like, fuck this, I want to leave, I'm out. And now I got to go to the lawyer's office and file paperwork. And then I got to fucking hand it to you. Then we go fight in court. And it's an 8-month ordeal rather than me just packing up my shit and fucking off. So by us wasting one another's time, because time is very valuable on this earth, okay? And I don't want to spend more time dealing with your dumbass because I decided or you decided to fuck off. You know? How hard is that to fucking wrap your noodle around? Well, if you're not going to marry me, I'm going to marry somebody regardless. Go find them. Go find them. By all means, I'm not holding you back. You're not chained. I'm not sitting here telling you what you have to do and what you do I don't have a laundry list sitting on the fridge. Honey, you need to do this. You need to do that. You need to do this. You need to do that. You know? I don't have that. My God. I feel sorry for some of you fuckers that got to go through this. Listen, from every now and then, when the marriage talk gets brought up to me, I just say, you know what? From the track record of my family, every single one of them has at least one divorce underneath their belt. And I'm not going to add to the statistics, okay? I'm not going to be another statistic in this family. But it's true. Every one of my family's actually been, anybody in like that immediate family has been divorced at least once. At least once. So what does that mean? I'm due, right, to at least have one in my life, judging by my family. So why the fuck would I want to do that to myself? I've watched all of them go through it. It looks like a very stressful ordeal. Because nobody can compromise. No, we're not level-headed enough to sit at a table and compromise about, okay, you take this, I'll take that. You do this, you take that. This is yours, this is mine. We'll split this, we'll split that. No, it's a fucking battle to the graveyard on who can get the most shit. It's like trick-or-treating for adults, pretty much. And you're hiring two assholes that just run the clock, and they're making tons of money. You think they give a shit? They don't give a shit. They're a good lawyer because they can sit there and they can convince you that they are a good lawyer. They don't care. As long as the fucking ticker's running, they don't give a shit. They're paid by the hour on your dime. They'll drag this cunt out as long as they fucking want. God. Marriage. What a stupid fucking thing. What a dumb waste of time. I'm sure the cavemen were walking around, you know, oh, when we get married? Can you imagine that? When we get married? Try explaining marriage to a caveman. I think, bonk that bitch over the head and fuck her right in front of you and be a pussy. Hey, that's how you guys do it back then. Hey, why don't we get in a time traveling machine and head back on the day? So, that doesn't seem like a horrible idea, does it? Well, buddy, I hope... like I said, sit her down and bring up that question. Why? What is the fascination of marriage to you? And if there's a good explanation, have an adult discussion. Make sure you bring your points to the table and be like, no, I don't want to do it because I really don't want to go through a divorce. Divorce rates are through the fucking roof if you haven't looked. Marriage is extremely expensive. Extremely expensive. Why can't we just be happy together? I will meet in the middle. I would say, as far as you go compromising wise, I would maybe, depending on your mood that day, say I'm willing to get engaged, but that's as far as I'm willing to go. We're not going to sit here and start planning a fucking wedding the moment that engagement ring gets slipped on your finger, because that seems to be about when every gash, I don't know, the chemical imbalance inside these gaseous fucking brains goes absolutely bananas, and they start fucking, well, we need chandeliers, we need petunias, and we need these coasters that are made out of oak that are cut from an oak tree, and then all the decorations got to be a certain size, and then I love this dress by this certain designer out of New York City, so I'm going to have to fly to New York and get fitted for it, and that's going to cost us at least $12,000 just to get down there, and the dress itself is going to be $30,000. They go fucking insane. They're starting to yell at their friends. Listen, this is my day. This is my day. Fuck that bitch. Keep your balls intact. As far as you go is an engagement ring. She don't like that, she can fuck off. Remember, you're a dude. You got big nuts. Okay? You wake up in the morning. You got a hard on. You're ready to fuck the world. Every morning. You got that morning wood. You know? Every time you got that morning wood, all right, this is what's going to happen with this marriage shit. This morning wood better have some fucking lips on it. If I'm putting a ring on your finger, I'm going to need a ring around this dick, you know? And on that ring just so happens to be that chili ring downstairs, okay? So we're getting anal every day. I'm going to pound you in the ass until you want to divorce me. And that's how we're ending this episode. And we'll see you next week with another Uncle Hag podcast.